Hey, Lady V, thank you very much for accepting our invitation and coming all the way from the UK.
You're welcome, Dr. Faroukh. I'm happy to be here as well. Thank you for inviting me.
Wow. You are a very well-known author and you're a speaker, and today you're changing world around. But that's not how you started. This is one question that I ask all of my guests. This was not a profession that you took. Your career, your profession, the education that you came up with was something else. It had
Yes.
nothing to do with what you are doing. Could you
Right.
take us back to your life, where you started and where you are right now?
Right. I am. I was born into a very, very strict Christian home
Mm-hmm.
where my parents were very strict to a fault, and I was very, very interested in the sciences.
Okay.
I was very good with my physics, chemistry, biology, maths, and they thought I was going to be a medical doctor.
Okay.
So I was groomed to be a
Mm-hmm.
medical doctor. I had home teachers. I had attended one of the very best schools in London,
Mm-hmm.
in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
And as I grew up, I was top in my class. But I got to a stage where I was supposed to go into the uni, and I thought medical students or the four walls of a medical school
Mm-hmm.
does not really, really mean you just have to be topping up your class.
Yeah.
There's more to that.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, yes, I was good in those subjects,
Yeah.
but I was not psychologically tuned to be a medical doctor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't stand blood.
Mm-hmm.
I dread the sight of blood.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a natural restless being. I can't sit in one place for too long.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be all over the place. I'm a bubbly human being,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But for you to be a medical doctor, apart from being so intelligent and being studious with your work, you have to be on campus like all year round.
Yeah.
I'm the type that want to go for parties.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the type that want to go home and visit my auntie.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go cook for my nieces and nephews,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yep.
And then I hated blood, and I thought, no, I don't want to do this. They tried to convince me.
Okay.
You have all the marks. You're intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
You're strong. Your parents can pay for your tuition. Why can't you become a medical doctor? And I said, no. And of course, I had big uncles who were profs and doctors and in the university teaching hospitals in Nigeria, one of the best hospitals, University Teaching Hospital in Ibadan, University Teaching Hospital in Benin City. And they said to my dad, you don't force children to do what they're not happy doing. And that was how I settled for one of the sciences. So I was now removed and put into the dean. Actually, was the dean of the faculty, was a friend of my uncle who is now late, a professor, and a one-time vice chancellor of the uni.
Okay.
So I was now asked to choose between biochemistry or microbiology. So that was how I settled for microbiology. So I graduated, the medical microbiology with a 2-2, a very weak, a very strong 2-2, almost like a 2-1. And then did all what I needed to do, came to London and started working in one of the very, very high-class hospitals in England.
Okay.
Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. And then from there, I worked in different laboratories, like departments like chem pathology, hematology, microbiology, parasitology, immunology, almost all the labs. So I had experiences in almost all the labs. But it got to a stage where I thought, just looking at the microscope and working with my petri dishes and entering results, sending them to the GPs, wasn't what I was happy doing. And I knew that within me, I had more to do. Number one, I'm an extrovert. Number two, I just want to talk. I'm an excellent communicator. I want to speak. I want to be able to mix around with people, make people happy. I want to help people. And in the process of doing this, I really enjoy talking. So working with my petri dishes, doing one thing or the other, stocked with my microscope. wasn't my thing anymore. And I thought there must be more to this. And as I read books, as I mixed up with the right mentors, as I was determined to go forward in life, I decided to pick up that which excites me more. And that's what I'm doing to you now, speaking.
Wow.
Go to a stage where I influence, impact people that I do not even know with little things like simple stories, like I'm telling you, or trying to help them with their own problem, or maybe sharing ideas or things that I've read in books, or maybe things that I've heard my mentors say. And as I grew older, I thought I needed to polish myself as a speaker. And that was when I flew all the way to Florida for the John Maxwell certification. Now, the first time I heard about John Maxwell certification, I couldn't afford it. Expensive, you know that. I had to save up for nearly 2 years to be able to pay for the John Maxwell certification. Then I met another lady who I admired so much.
Did you pay or did you invest?
I invested. Thank you for correcting me. That's our language. We don't pay, we invest.
Exactly correct. Exactly.
I invested.
Correct.
It was the best decision in my life was to invest in that whole package.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that was my second time to fly into Florida. The first time was with the kids, with the whole family, to Walt Disney for a couple of days. But the one I went for the John Maxwell certification had a huge turnaround in my life. There's another lady whom I've always admired, Lisa Nichols.
Yep. Yeah.
Again, I started watching Lisa like every other person on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with that lady. And I made up my mind again that I would invest. And I love traveling. So again, I flew all the way to San Diego.
Okay.
Invested heavily. And that was where the birth of my present Amazon bestseller started.
Wow.
So I met another couple who is into book writing and all that. And when we started talking, and they said, Lady V, do you know you can put all this in a book? So I shared with them the Nigerian way of when people get married, not everybody, in some families, the wives are treated like slaves because the mother-in-law is so power drunk. So you find out that maybe 20% or 30% of the mother-in-laws are so power drunk, they want to control their son up to the bedroom. I'm serious.
Yep.
So one story led to another, and this couple, encouraged me to launch out. And that was how I wrote my first Amazon bestseller, The Liberated Woman No Apology. Became an Amazon bestselling book in November last year.
Wow.
And I've had beautiful review. And that has really, really strengthened me, encouraged me. I've been invited to different places to speak to people, to inspire them, to encourage them, which at some point, or rather, which after listening to me and interacting with me, they become transformed with the way they think, their presentation, even the way they dress, the way they see things in life, the way they handle problems. The way they think about money, all sorts of things, so the transformation will be so real. Like they go and tell people about, have you heard of Lady V? Have you met a lady called Lady V? So that again makes me want to do more.
Wow. So today you transform the lives of people, but if you look back, in fact, you transformed yourself from a lady who was in the laboratory to a person who became an empowering power within yourself.
Yes.
So if you want to ignite the light in somebody else, you should be the first light holder.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
You are the ignition professor. Ignition professor, Dr. Farookh.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you very much. Lady V, today you conduct a lot of training programs, and most of those training programs are about pain and the birth pain, and especially it's related with women empowerment and youth.
Yes.
Just talk to us about that.
Yeah. Well, you see, there's pain, or rather, our pain leads us to our purpose.
Exactly correct.
So sometimes whatever we've gone through in life will help us to learn more, as well as help make us be focused and be determined to go forward in life and to make impact or difference in the lives of others. Exactly. Like you rightly said, I had to be transformed before I'm able to transform others.
Exactly.
So because of all what I've gone through series of pain in terms of, as a lady, like I went through this mother-in-law thing. So they couldn't stand me. I'm outspoken. I'm an extrovert. I'm happy. So even if I don't have money, I'm a happy person. Even if I have to just drink water without food, I will still be happy. Even if I'm naked, I don't have clothes to wear, I will still be happy. So I've learned to try to pass that to the ladies around me and teach them that in the midst of their pain, they can come up with their purpose. So in the midst of all the stress, all the lack, all the abuse, there are people who have been abused, people who have been abused both physically and sexually, people who are going through sickness, people who are going through lack, maybe no jobs, or maybe they're grieving, or maybe they've been let down by a loved one. These are all different things that women go through a lot, and we tend to bottle things. We don't want to say it out. We are scared of what people would think. We are scared of what people will say. We are scared of their perception. We are scared of how they will box us, put us in a different category, and we are not happy to open up. So my job as an extrovert, as a confidence coach, as a certified speaker, and as a #1 Amazon bestselling author, I go around telling women that there's more inside them. That in the midst of all this pain you've gone through, yes, you've been raped. That's not the end of the world. Once you're alive, there's hope. I tell them that, yes, your husband may have dumped you for another woman. But why don't you pick yourself up and become a better version of yourself so that another suitor can pick you up? And even if in the absence of no other person coming to pick you up as a bride, you on your own, you are enough. You can make a difference. You can help the young ones. You can go to the old people and help them, even if it's just to make tea. You go to the old people's home, make tea for them, tell them stories, sing for them, make them happy. You are impacting the world.
Absolutely.
Yes. So even if it's to go to the disabled home and you see people who, for some reason, they cannot do ABC like you and I, and I walk in there sometimes, I tell them stories, I sing for them, I dance, I try to just do something. You find out that people who have not smiled for over a decade, you see them giggling, like they are laughing. That's very, very therapeutic. That can increase their lifespan. That can even lower their BP. That can change their countenance.
Absolutely.
You see people who are ready to take their lives. They're like, you know what? I don't want to live anymore. I'm ready to commit suicide. They want to. Maybe they've overdosed themselves several times and they are still here. Maybe they tried to use ligature, and that didn't work. But when I come in and I bring one story here and there, and I sing for them, and I assure them that there's light at the end of that tunnel. That at the darkest part of the night, it means that the dawn is very close. When I tell them that, you know what, I love your nose, doctor. Let's say this lady is Dr. Farookh, and I say, Dr. Farookh, I love your nose. You have a lovely pointed nose. And she looks at me like, you mean my nose? but nobody has ever told me. So what I'm trying to tell you is that I look for something to make them happy. No matter how small. It could be the color of their hair. It could be anything. I read books for them. Sometimes I offer to bake a cake. Have you ever baked a cake? Let's try this flavor. Have you seen this before? Let's try this. And before you know it, somebody who is bent on committing suicide is smiling. I can see you're smiling, Dr. Farookh.
Yeah.
So so they're smiling. You see somebody who is so depressed, who is so low in mood, who is giving up totally.
Yeah.
They are happy. You see them smiling again. And I offer them, do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go buy A or B or C? Just shopping, even if it's just to spend £5.
Okay.
Do you want to go down the road for popcorn? And as we go, I try to encourage them. And before you know it, they are strong. So that's my happiness, that I'm able to turn people's deepest part of their life to a bright future, something they look up to. And, like there's a lady who, after all what she went through, as I tried to speak with her, I started changing her perception, her ideas. And I started telling her that, you see what I've told you? You can't be like me. Try and see. So when you perceive, a lady who got pregnant she didn't get pregnant overnight. She started visualizing sleeping with her husband. And that's the perception. And as you visualize sleeping with your husband, it happens one day. Yep. And then the baby starts growing. So the sperm becomes the fetus and it starts growing. And then the gestation period. Now, during this gestation period, anything can happen. It could be problems. It could be anything. But the ability to stand firm and remember those goods that you hear from people, that something good is about, keeps us. So even when a woman is pregnant, all the pain, with all the kicking, with all the sickness, and imagine me when I was pregnant with twin boys. I couldn't breathe. Sometimes I can't eat. Whatever I eat, I bring out. Yeah. And I remember praying. I said, God, if this is a blessing, I want to believe it's a blessing. This is not a curse, because it was too much for me to cope. But that happiness that, listen, you are expecting two. And it won't be long. This is not forever. So pregnancy is not forever. So I tell some of my clients, whatever you're going through is not forever. It's a phase. Yeah. It's a phase. Try and be optimistic. Try and be motivated. I will encourage you, but you try and encourage yourself. Okay. By listening to good things, good people, good music, motivational things to help you pick up. Yeah. From that 0 point. And you find people bubbling, and that's my joy. So sometimes when I go speaking all over the world, I will have to pay for my flight, my hotel, my feeding. But that's my joy. Sometimes I really, really save up. I remember a trip I made. I had to go do an extra job. Okay. So that I'll be able to buy my tickets. Because with the time frame, as an entrepreneur, you know what it means. Yep. Sometimes it's there and sometimes it's here. Exactly. So I was no longer in full-time employment. And I'm like, if I don't go do something, this date will come and go and I will miss this event. And I did not want to miss this event for nothing. And I didn't want to borrow nobody. So I put my pride underneath my couch, picked up a job, didn't think, oh, Lady V is too important, she cannot do this job. No. Grabbed all the pennies that I could, bought my tickets, and as a very, very good British Airways lady, sometimes they give us mileage. Yeah. Put things together, and I arrived at the destination. Lady V, you made it, because I've already told them I might not be able to make it for ABC reasons, but I made it, So that's life. Trying to encourage others, trying to uplift others, trying to encourage others. That keeps me going.
Wow. Now you're going to come up with your second book.
Yes.
When can we expect that?
We can expect that on or before my birthday, which is the 18th of March, 2019.
Wow. So what is that book all about? Is this something to do with your previous book, or is it something absolutely different?
Okay.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell, not like your series. This is not like yours, which is going to be the same. Anyway, this is going to be something about celebrating or embracing one's difference.
Okay.
Yes, because I noticed that I've gone through a lot of rejection.
Mm-hmm.
When people can't stand your light,
Yeah.
they reject you.
Exactly.
When people can't stand your confidence and authority,
Mm-hmm.
when they cannot stand your guts,
Mm-hmm.
they want to call you a name. They
Yeah.
give you a name.
Exactly.
So you have to decide if you want to agree to their verdict,
Yep.
or if you're strong enough to know who you are and
Yep.
continue to be who you are.
Absolutely.
So in my own case, this book is going to be called Embracing Your Uniqueness.
Wow.
Yes. I know I'm a unique person.
Absolutely.
I know I'm the envy of many, but not many people can handle my light.
Yeah.
And I've been taught not to dim my light to suit people's darkness. I've been taught to celebrate my uniqueness. I've been taught that my uniqueness is a plus.
Yeah.
So when people cannot handle my uniqueness, that's not my problem. That's their problem.
Yep.
Now, the last thing I want to do is to allow people's perception to be my business. People's opinion is none of my business.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm respectful and I want to be kind. So whatever people think is their business, I know who I am.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean I cannot take correction. If I'm wrong and people correct me in love, I'm very happy to learn. I'm very happy to accept corrections. But so sometimes you can see that the vibes are different. They are negative in terms of people not able, So that's why I decided to talk about embracing one's uniqueness.
Wow.
So we are all different. You are Dr. Farookh, I'm Vowero.
Yeah.
I can never be Dr. Farookh. But with you and I coming together, we can make the world a better place.
It's all about collaboration. It's all about collaboration.
Oh, bless you, honey. It's all about collaboration, not competition.
Exactly, correct. Exactly.
So with ladies, we tend to compete a lot. And because ladies are my avatar, ladies is my target audience, I tell them that competition is a no-no. Collaboration is yeah.
Absolutely. And I also know that you're also going to come up with different courses or training programs. It could be a virtual training program, online training program, and you will be using a different platform for those things as well. So take us through your training programs.
Right. So my first one, I'm going to be doing an online course with the existing bestseller.
Okay.
Which is my book, the existing Amazon bestseller. I'm going to be doing the online course for that one.
Okay.
And most especially, I'm going to be stressing on the lessons learned from all what I've gone through. Remember, our stories are sometimes pain, and those pain lead us to our purpose.
Exactly correct.
So I'm going to be taking people to 3 different stages or 3 different programs in this online course where I will explain step by step following the book. So the book has been divided into 6 segments.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to be doing each video series explaining and teaching these 6 segments. So that's for the online course for the book. Then the other one, which is going to be a no-brainer, which is going to turn the world 360 degrees.
Wow.
Is the Ladies Powerhouse.
What does it mean?
The Ladies Powerhouse is where you and I come from. When a human being is born into the world, you were born in the ambulance into the hands of your dad.
Exactly correct.
Your mom gave birth to you naturally.
Yep.
The organ where your mom where you pass through. That's what we call the powerhouse. And if you permit me to use the word, it's called the vagina.
Exactly correct.
Now, all over the world, women need to know and be taught the right way of taking care of the powerhouse.
Okay.
A lot of marriages have gone bonkers because of that. Some men walk out of their relationships because the women are not taking care of that area properly. Now you see, if some men, they go to A and they are happy there. And they go to B and they don't want to stay there. It's because the environment has not been taken care of.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in this course, I'm going to be dividing this course into 7 segments, video series, where I'll be talking about the constituents of the vagina, how it is made, the muscular constituent. First of all, the vagina is made for two reasons, for sexual and the reproductive part of it. So one is for enjoyment, for pleasure.
Yeah.
Another part is to bring children into the world.
Exactly correct.
That's introduction. We're going to be talking about how to take care of this powerhouse. After that, we're going to, I want to be careful not to give you everything because people are going to be The second segment, we're going to be talking about the atmosphere or the aroma of the powerhouse. How will you feel, Dr. Farookh, if I come to your house and you have leftover food, you have baby's poo, you have shaving stick, you have all sorts of things around. The house will be smelling.
Exactly correct.
So if you do not know what to use to hoover, to clean, what sort of disinfectant to use, your house will not be kept well.
That's true.
So I'm going to be teaching ladies how to grow the normal and healthy bacteria, the normal flora for the vagina, and what brings the repulsive or the harmful bacteria.
Okay.
That's the second segment. The third segment, we're going to be talking of how to mow lawn the mower. You know the lawnmower. When you have a garden, you use the tractor or the lawn to mow, to cut the grass and everything. With pubic hair, there's a way we handle that area. If you don't know how to handle the area, it traps the odor. So when you get there, the odor is not friendly. And you don't want to go back there.
Sure.
So I'm going to be teaching the ladies all over the world how to take care of their powerhouse so that their men will always want to come and visit. I'm going to be teaching the women how to take care of the muscular aspect of the powerhouse so that when they come in, how will you feel if you say you're to hold this? If the grip is not enough, if you don't have a proper grip. I'm going to be teaching the ladies what they can do for the muscular activity of the powerhouse to remain, what should I use? To remain relevant so that it will always have the grip necessary to hold their husbands. I'm also going to be talking about, anyway, these are all a few things that I'm going to be delivering in depth. The webinar is going to be coming up in January and it will be power packed for 2 hours. That's going to be for a token of maybe $20 or so.
Great. So my question here is that your USP is completely about female, and you said that your avatar is your audience is female. Now, so don't you think that the male counterpart also needs to know something?
Good. Very good.
Because when you spoke about
you are intelligent. Dr. Farookh, you are very, very intelligent. Yes.
Thank you.
So for men, you're welcome, Dr. Farookh. So for the ladies, yes, my target audience is ladies, but for the men who are
quote unquote
inquisitive enough to want to learn more. Because husband and wife, we go pari passu. If you don't grow together, then there's a gap. So when we teach the ladies, sometimes the men may be interested. In that case, we can sell the package to them.
Exactly.
They see it online, through PayPal. They go and listen and learn. For women who want to take a step further and say, listen, Lady V, or some people call me twin mother because I'm a mother of twins. And they said, oh, we want to know more of this. How do we go? Then I take them a step ahead and offer them what we call fast track session, where I have either one-to-one or separate group coaching if they do not mind, where we dive deeply, even more deeper. That again will have a cost. Then for people who want to me as their mentor, that's a separate category. So all this will be, well explained in the webinar. And then I promise that whoever, whether young girls or older people, we always want people of the age of marriage and above. Because you don't want to expose the younger ones to. I have a package for younger girls. I have a different package, but we're not talking about that now. So for people who for that package, age, let me see now, between 24, 25 to about 55, or we dive into the nitty gritty. Some of these things are so raw, it's not for the public.
Exactly.
So inshallah, I will be going round the world, invited all over the world to teach the women, because a lot of marriages are going apart because of this. You find the men, when they're not happy with what they have at home, they want to go to the prostitute outside. Now, these prostitutes outside, they know what I'm telling you, and they take care of themselves properly. So you find the men going there, whereas the women here, some of them are too shy to listen to this. So that's where I'm unique. This is my unique selling point. What people are shy of saying, what people are scared of saying, if it comes to women, that's my specialty.
Wow. Lady V, this was absolutely fantastic. And let me tell you, you are the very first guest to speak about the power.
The powerhouse.
The powerhouse. Ladies and gentlemen, Lady V.